Okay, good afternoon, everyone. It is 2 o'clock, and so we are going to get started. But before we do, I do have this here. This is a microphone. We'll throw this around or bring it around if you have a question to ask. In that way, we can capture your voice, all right? Unless, of course, you have a very loud voice. You can just speak from wherever you are, okay? But if you need this, if you have a question, I will walk up to you with this, all right? Okay. Well, good afternoon again. Welcome to the Dean's Forum. This is an exciting day since we are having the students to be part of this process. All right. The topic today, as you can see, is the void, achieving equity in diversity and inclusivity, a student-centered perspective. My name is Alex Ibe, and I'm the Dean of Academics here at Weatherford College. And over the years, say 3 years, we've been hosting this Dean's Forum the last Monday of each month during the regular long semesters, fall and spring semester. Normally we host it in the fall. We do it September, October, November, and in the spring we have it for February, March, and April. And we are very delighted to have all of you, especially you, the students, to be here today. Okay, let's talk a little about diversity and inclusivity. Has been in the national conversation for some time. And here at Weatherford College, we have kept pace with the conversation. We have had series of conversations on diversity and inclusivity, marginalized populations, as well as emotional intelligence, just to name a few. The question today is, are we achieving equity in these increasing diverse learning communities? Is equity and inclusivity the same? We are going to hear from our students, as well as all of you in attendance today, to share your perspectives. I am not going to define what diversity or inclusivity is. You are going to be giving me that definition. But before we do, I would like to introduce a couple of individuals beside me there. Professor Tracy McCain, can you please rise over there? She's the editor that helped to edit most of this, and of course, Dr. Norma Jones over there. So those are my left and right hand persons that help to organize things for me and put things in order. All right, we have sitting in front of you today 5 students, and of course I'm going to let them give a brief introduction of themselves. We have Veronica Lebrin, we have Victor Banuelos,
howdy.
We have Faith Holian, and we have McCain Smith and Sofia Estrada. All right, I'm going to begin with Veronica. Veronica, can you just introduce yourself briefly with the audience? Don't look back there, just tell them what you know about yourself.
So I am a non-traditional student. I came to college after, 10 plus years of not going to school. I'm now involved in a lot of school-related activities and, as well as clubs, and that was my main goal. I wanted to be involved as much as possible because I do have big goals. And so being part of college and college experience and part of a community is a big deal for me. That's just a little bit about who I am.
Okay, we have the rest of our information up there. As you can see, she is Vice President of the Public Relations for Phi Delta Kappa, President of the Creative Writing Club. She's also involved with the Science Club, and she also wants to bring back the Hispanos Unidos Club on campus, which kind of went dormant for a while. And her goal is to pursue an associate degree in nursing, and then, of course, later on, advance on to physician assistant program school. Next will be Victor. Victor, can you tell the audience who you are?
Gladly. Hello, my name is Victor Banuelos. and I'm from the small town of Jacksboro, Texas. A lot of y'all don't know where it's at. It's fine, right up the road, about an hour or so. Let's see, graduated from high school there and came straight to Weatherford. It's my second year here, and so far I love it. It's great. I'm involved. I'm a student ambassador, and it's been just a lot of fun being here. And after this, I plan on transferring to either Texas A&M or Texas Tech. Still haven't made that choice, but man, it's gonna be a hard choice to make. Thank y'all for listening.
Very good, Victor. Now let's go to Faith. Faith, can you tell the audience who you are?
Hi everyone, my name is Faith Oleon. My last name is obviously a little different. I am from the Navajo Native American Reservation, which spreads across New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, and I think some parts of Utah. I was fortunate enough to come to Weatherford College to rodeo, which is an extreme honor, and honestly it's about 13 hours away from home, I'd say. So as you can tell, it was a big opportunity for me and I took it. So I'm extremely honored and excited to be here at Weatherford College, and as you can tell, I'm just a little bit different.
I know you traveled with your team to Alpine over the weekend.
Yes.
And when did you get back from Alpine?
We got back from Alpine Saturday. It was not the goal to come back Saturday because me and my friends did not do the best there. So we ended up coming back Saturday instead of staying for a short go Saturday night.
Okay, we're proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to McCain. McCain, could you tell the audience who you are, please?
Hi, I'm McCain. I grew up in Weatherford, Texas, right here, and then I moved to Aledo my freshman year, and I played football and baseball there, and I had a few scholarships to go to play to like small schools, but if y'all don't know, like D2 and D3 don't pay like all the way, and so they're not full rides, and so I decided to come here because it's a lot cheaper, and now I'm involved. I'm a student ambassador, and I'm up here talking to y'all.
Very good. Thank you, McCain. And let's go to Sofia. Sofia, tell the audience who you are.
Hi, I'm Sofia Estrada. I'm originally from Guatemala, but now I've been in Weatherford for a couple of years. And this is my second year in college, and I'm going to be a respiratory therapist soon. I'm excited. I love science.
Very good. Thank you. Can you give some hands of applause to Very well. I would like you to pull out your cell phones. If you have a cell phone, get it out and then enter in your cell phone to the srs.campuslabs.com. Go ahead. When you're done, let me know if when you get in there, it's going to have you enter your name. When it asks you to enter your name, they're going to ask you the Connect ID, then you enter 30314 as your Connect ID. Is everyone in? Are we good to go? Everyone is in. All right, very good. If everyone is in, the first question would be, when you hear the word diversity, what comes to mind? I will be changing the screen for you in a moment here. What comes to mind? When you hear the word diversity, what comes to mind? Just enter one. Keep entering. You can enter more than once if you want to. You enter and submit and keep entering as much as you want. What comes to mind when you hear the word diversity? All right. We are getting there. Different. Cultural backgrounds, variety, things, people. All right, folks. Our panel here, could you take on one of those. Your audience is telling you that the word that comes to mind when they hear the word diversity will be different. Do you agree? And can you guys address what is different? What is diversity to you? How do you understand diversity? Anybody can pick up that.
So I'll start it off. I think, yes, diversity does mean difference. And it's not just a difference of religion or difference of cultural background. It's a difference of opinion. It could be a difference of how people view themselves. It could be a difference of, what do you want to do in life? So it definitely is different, but there are a lot of differences between us students.
All right, and at any moment, if you want to stand up, so feel comfortable to talk, feel free to do so, okay? All right, I just don't want you guys thinking of the idea. And the audience, anybody in the audience want to talk about diversity? What's your understanding of the word diversity? If you look around the room right now, do you see diversity? How many of you see diversity? Raise your hand if you see diversity in this room. All right? And how would you categorize diversity? If most of you say yes, you see diversity, what comes to mind for us? A lot of times, most of you say different, race, different things come to mind, correct? So it's ethnicity, it is socio-economic, it is political affiliation, religion affiliation, it is gender, it is age differential. It's all those things, right? It's all those things. Okay, I have another question for you. The next question I have for you would be, what does inclusivity mean to you? Inclusivity.
I think that means, it takes a lot of individual, pursuance. Like, you have to be accountable for your own actions, and if you want to be involved, like Veronica said, she wanted to be involved in more things in college, and so she took the initiative and individual, accountability, I guess, to go out there and put herself out there and join clubs and be a part of things, or even create new clubs and stuff like that. Because if you don't go up to and just do it, then no one's going to do it for you. And so you can't be involved in a group of things and clubs and activities if you don't put yourself out there first. And I think it does take a lot of individual stuff to be a part of different things.
Okay, very good. Now, let me also say one thing here. Before I do, let me ask you one more question. Okay, all right, and I will let our panel address this. So, you are saying that inclusivity means to be included, to be different from everyone, to belong, right? Acceptance, to be accepted, different ideas, all those things. Yes, those are all true. Those are all part of inclusiveness. But is there any difference between inclusivity and, I'm going to speed up this to the question of choice here. Is there any difference between inclusion and equity? Is there any difference between inclusion and equity? Yes or no? Just type in yes or no. Oh, I did not get my work done on that.
It's not allowing us to move forward.
Yeah, we can't move forward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
We can't move forward.
We're on question 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it won't let us go to 7.
Oh, you can't move forward. Sorry about that. But somebody, who did that? Somebody was fast enough to move. Okay, sorry. Okay, somebody is, there must be some technologically advanced person in the room. All right. Okay, let's do this here. How do you, this is question number 3. How do you identify yourself? How do you identify yourself? Okay, let's see what you say. Ah. Okay, so white, Christian, academic, black, human, female. Very interesting. All right. And that truly is diversity. Would you say so? That is diversity for you. All right. Okay, we all agree on one thing. I think we all agree that we are very diverse, right? And we all understand what inclusion means, but we are going to try to define what equity means. If equity and inclusion are the same thing or if they are different, right? From what we've talked about so far, what we see here is that diversity is what we have collectively. What we have right here now is diversity, but inclusivity is what we do. It's what we do. What do we mean by that? You can have all this diversity and you can be included, but how do you feel that you are included? Now, let me start off by saying this. Our college, Weatherford College, under the directives of our president, Dr. Farmer, we have embarked on the culture of caring. The culture of caring is to be respectful to each other, to ensure that we treat each other fairly, with respect, and for you as a student to ensure your success here at Weatherford College. And how do we ensure your success at Weatherford College? This is where you come into play. You tell us today what the college can do to achieve equity in the classroom as well as within the campus. Let me again throw this to our audience. Let's start a conversation. You guys, any one of you can pick up from where I stopped. What is equity to you? And how do you achieve that?
When I think of equity, I think of like equality. And that's like the first word that kind of comes to mind whenever I think about it. So if every classroom had, like if everybody in the classroom was equal, then it might work a little smoother. Or, I don't know.
So I'll add to some of what you talked about. I think when I wanted to become a student here, I wanted to pick my teachers. I wanted teachers that were caring. Because I am an older adult, I'm going to struggle more. And I think, you know, as y'all, the younger generation, you also want caring teachers as your professors, because you need to have the, you need to be able to go to them for help. So when I picked my teachers, that's what I wanted out of the college. I wanted somebody that cared as much as I did. Because there's a reason we're all here, and it's to further our career, right? And so we need help doing that. But that also includes us helping each other. So if there's a student in your class that you can connect with, that means working together, working amongst each other. So that's my take on it. That's what I want out of my teachers. Teachers that care. Teachers that don't just teach in the classroom, but teachers that are reachable outside of the classroom and that I can go to when I'm having trouble, because we've all been there. We all need help sometimes. So that's the biggest part on my behalf.
Okay, how about resources on campus? How do you think or do you feel that you have adequate resources on campus to help you succeed, to enhance your learning? If so, what are those resources? If not, what other resources do you think should be made available to you as students for you to be successful?
I'd love to answer that one. So for medical stuff, like health science related things, I remember going to a radiology talk or something, and they had these really pretty big TV screens sort of, and what you could do, you could dissect a person and like take off layers, like take off skin layers, muscles, or whatever. And then you're able to like do what you were learning about in class and have it saved. And not just that, but like even for like regular like prereqs classes, we do have a lot of like models and just available resources if you have the effort to even put it in and to go out there and to go beyond like just what, you know, like if you just go out there and you do it, then there's a lot of resources if you just are able to take advantage of them and actually like dedicate time to going to tutorials or going to your professor for help and everything like that. So I think Weatherford College has a great opportunities for like my field where I can just like put time away and then just go to that. So there's definitely a lot of resources here for me.
How many of you here have been to an advisor for advising to register for your classes or to even pick programs of interest? How many of you in here? Show by a raise of hand if you have seen an advisor since you've been here at Weatherford College. If you have not seen any advisor since you've been here at Weatherford College, raise your hand. So you've all seen an advisor. All right. If you have visited your faculty, a faculty member, one of your professors in their office to ask questions or to clarify things or to seek some help, raise your hand since you've been at Weatherford College. If you have not, raise your hand as well if you have not. Okay. I see a few hands also they have not. Is there any reason, let's throw the question at them, okay? Is there any reason why you have not been to any of your faculty members to ask for help? You want me to do this for you?
Oh, no, I have a loud voice.
Okay, go ahead.
But I just haven't had time to. I mean, I have your class at the end of the day, and the rest of that I'm in high school, so I don't really have time to come in and go for it.
Okay.
Or anything.
I'm very busy in my class. And you?
Pretty much the same reason as him. I work all the time.
You work all the time?
I mean, I'm either here, home doing farm work, or I'm at work. So.
Okay. All right. Do
Question.
yes.
What do you guys think would make it easier for you to be able to talk to your professors if you can't do it face-to-face? What would be the best way to maybe?
Never really thought that before.
Did you guys get that question?
Like if your professors maybe set up a Skype session for this day and time online or a chat session at online office hours. Would it be easy to grab your phone and join that, or although if you're on your job you might not do it.
So can I add something?
Please.
So I think, and this is just my belief, I'm a mother of 2 kids. I have a husband. I also go to school full time. And I have gone to every tutoring workshop for math there is. I also do work study here, which is up to 19 hours. So I think there is time. We just need to find time. And it also depends on how bad you want it, how bad you want to succeed. We can all take advantage of the resources that we have here, because there is tutoring. There is tutoring not just for math. There's tutoring for A&P. There's tutoring for physics. There's tutoring for chemistry. And any time that I have reached out to my teachers, they're available. So I think overall, like, we as students need to take our education into our own hands and own it. And if you're doing bad in class, I'm making a B right now in class, and I'm going to do everything possible to raise that up to an A. So I think if we are unhappy with our grades, we need to help each other or reach out to who can help us. So that's just my take.
Okay. And also, studies have also shown that students who visit their professors more often tends to do much better, tends to be more successful in college, as well as those who visit their advisors tend to be more successful in college, and it enhances your overall campus life and student life, and also bridge your success, make you graduate a little faster. So it's a good thing. And what does it mean to have a voice? To give voice, we're talking today that we want to give voice to students in this culture of caring, in this community of diversity and inclusivity. Why the voice? Why do you think students need a voice in this college or in this conversation that we're having? Why is your voice so important? Why do you think so?
Well, because they're paying for it. Quite simple. They're paying for it. They're getting their education. That's important to them. So any changes made up top, they should have a say in it.
Well, I think voice is important because as each individual student, we all have our own footprint. We learn differently. We're from different places. We're from different families. And so each having our own voice and being able to determine and have a say in what our college is going to be like, where we chose to go to school, where we have the honor to go to school, that is extremely important because as time goes on, each generation changes. And for all of us to have a voice, it, I guess, advances or puts the learning curve in advance for the college to always grow and develop and to include each student who is each in their own way different. I guess helps prepare and make for a better college and better teachers and whatever else down the road.
Very good.
Yep, and I'll add a little bit to that. So yeah, we all learn differently. So maybe a method that the teacher's using or a certain way that she's teaching doesn't work for everybody. So if you don't speak up, if we don't speak up, how are they going to know? You know, they're not mind readers. So yeah, speaking out. You know, and I've talked to a couple of different students, and sometimes they're embarrassed to ask.
How many of you are taking or have taken classes in other Weatherford College campuses like Mineral Wells or Granbury or Weiss Kennedy? How many of you? And do you think that you have the same resources available to you in those campuses as you have here at Weatherford College, here at Weatherford? Do you think you have the same or equal resources available to you? Yes or no?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Could you elaborate on that, please?
No. We've always had questions on like psychology, and we don't have that. Our resources were very short-handed right now, and the ladies that have left all retired, and I mean they're putting new people there, but the new ones, they don't have the experience on all the topics that have been. They just don't have the experience as a retired teacher from one just graduating from college.
Okay, and which campus are you?
Weiss County.
Weiss Kennedy. All right. You are from Weiss Kennedy as well?
I do Granbury.
Granbury? Okay. What do you think about Granbury?
I've only been there once a week since the semester started. I honestly go to class and go home. If I need something, I come here to use the main library. I haven't really ventured into the Granbury campus to
okay.
see what's offered.
Our panel, do you have any, can you address?
I do. I also go to school in Granbury. I do night school as well, one time a week. And what I've noticed is there are a lot of non-traditional students at night because it's more convenient for them. The computer lab for tutoring is not like it is here, not at all. After 6, there is no one available. So if we are struggling with math and we want a kid caught up on math homework or physics homework or chemistry homework, there's no one there. In addition to that, there is nobody there except the teacher teaching the class. So I think having someone physically there, having teachers that are approachable there, and if there are teachers, I don't see them. And I go everywhere. So I think there is a deficit of resources there. And I think it's not fair for the non-traditional students or students who are at the Granbury campus. I come to Weatherford and there's everything, and I love it. But if I was only a student at the Granbury campus, I think that would be really unfair. I'd feel left out. and I would be struggling in math.
Right.
So, yeah.
Very good. Any other comment on that? Okay. About it. Do you know, as a student, that if you're having issues with your computer, maybe you're on campus with your laptop and you're having difficulty logging in or having any other issue, you can actually visit our IT desk. The man behind the camera over there is the one to see in the library, and is always available to help. So whenever you're on campus, do not let your technology problem prevent you from completing your homework or your assignments. You always have the help while you are here on campus. All right? So our IT help desk, they are there to help our students. So for those of you, because I know from time to time I will hear students say they are having issues with their computer, they don't know where to take it. I say, go to the library. There's somebody here. Ask for Larry. He's our man. He will take care of you. Or go to Jeannie in the technology building, and she will direct you to someone to help you. So that must not be a factor that should stop you from completing your work. So I just want you to know, by seeking those type of help, it helps with your success. The whole goal is how and what we can do to bring about your success here in college. All these things here are tied to what we call the guided pathways. The guided pathways is a national initiative. It is a Texas initiative. It is how we can help you complete your college on time, how we can help you transfer to other institutions on time without wasting resources, too much of your resources. So that's what we are here for, to help you. The other thing we have, a question I have, oh, do you have questions? Let me just throw this to you in the audience. Do you have any question? Maybe your panel can address it. Otherwise, I'll ask the panel to just talk about issues of relevance to you that you feel needs to be talked about. You can address it, whether it's your own personal life, your own personal story, or your own personal journey. Let's start with the audience first. If they don't have questions, then you guys can take over. Anybody in the audience with a question? Yes.
My questions are this is for the students, because as a faculty member, we only see things from one perspective, and that's our perspective. How much more difficult is it to be a dual credit student in a high school? I'm sure some of you have taken dual credit classes in high schools. And then also, in an online class, what are the struggles, what are the problems there? Because I'd like to know what those problems are, so that maybe we can try fixing those issues.
Very good.
So I would like to know those.
Good question.
Well, for an online class, I know from my experience, I like to be able to be there with the teacher and be able to ask them questions and stuff, and be able to get an answer in the class and be able to communicate with them. But in an online class, I really can't do that. Because my schedule is so hectic, I work 30 minutes from the house, leaving the school to be at the office, 30 minutes away from class around there. So if I need a question, if I can't, it's very hard to get a hold of a teacher and be able to talk to a teacher because everybody's busy.
Okay. Yes, please.
I've had a great experience with my online course. I have reservations, hesitations about taking online courses because I find it harder to keep myself accountable whenever I'm not in person and not hearing the information directly from my professor in their words and their tone, and I understand how that professor is going to expect things to be done by me, the student. One of my professors in my technical writing class, she actually posts videos of herself explaining our work for the week, and that has helped me exponentially understand where she's coming from, to portray her of like what she wants the students to do, and it helps me like 100% more. I'm not like trying to like, oh, what is this coded text, you know, or going through the syllabus and having questions or whatever. She actually says it in her voice, and she goes through it herself, and then I thought it was just going to be the one introductory one, but she throws them in with her module, and it's fantastic. So that if you can incorporate your face in there with your voice and what you want to express to the students, it's super helpful.
Very good. Very good. And does anyone else have a comment on that? All right. Let's begin. I'm going to have our panel. Could you just? I'm sure you guys have something you want to share with your fellow students, and maybe you can engage them in a conversation. I will let you guys, any one of you, start off with that.
One really good resource that I use and that helps me through college or through my semester so far is the math tutoring lab down there. I know there's probably somebody in there that's struggling with math and they're not taking advantage of that thing. But I'm in that place all the time. I recognize a lot of faces in here just because of that. But I mean, when you're in there, some people are kind of scared of raising their hand and asking questions. But the tutors in there, they do I raise my hand probably 20 times every time I'm in there, and every time it's like, how can I help you? It's not, oh, what do you want now? So that's a real good positive thing that I like, and I take advantage of that. It's helped me through math so far because I struggle with math.
Yeah. Here, I'll go next. I've talked a lot, but do y'all want to say something? Do y'all want to add before I?
Please.
I'll go for it.
Go ahead.
Well, we have a lot of resources here, like they've all said, and they're all available. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, white, black, gangsta, if you know, an outstanding citizen, they're all here for you. You just have to look for them, and they are always a great help.
Yeah.
By the way, who typed that? Who's a gangster? Which one? Hey, my boy.
I like to add on what Victor said. For my anatomy class, I have Dr. Smatis, and she records her lectures, and then I just hear it on the app on my phone. So while I'm driving or working or something. Yeah, it's drilled in my head, but it pays off in the end. It's really annoying, but I like it. It's really good.
All right.
So I'll add one thing. I think this whole forum was for us. The college wants to know what they can do to better our school. And so if we don't speak up, they're going to continue doing the things that they have been doing. So they want to hear from you. They want to hear your struggles. They want to know what is stopping you from getting the best grades possible. And if we don't speak up as students, they're going to continue doing the same thing over and over again. Am I correct?
Yes, we make
Yes.
policies and procedures. We do those things, but we want your input in the whole process. Without your voice, we can make decisions thinking that they are the right decisions, when most of the time we say, no, that actually doesn't benefit me. Can you revise it, or can you guys change it a little bit to suit my need? So that's why we have you. So if there are ways you think that the institution can help you in whatever we do, this is your opportunity.
I can say this, out of every single department that I have been here at school, I think the financial aid office has been the most struggle for me. I think they could be more approachable. Sometimes when you walk in there, you're in there for a reason, right? And so when you walk in there, you want a friendly face. But what I have gotten over the phone or on campus, it's not so much of a friendly face. I feel like sometimes I'm bothering them, and I don't want to feel like that, because that will make me not want to go back. And so, same with tutoring. If I am in the tutoring lab and I know that certain tutors do such a great job, then I'm going to want to go to them. But if I get a bad experience from a certain department or a certain person, then that makes you not approachable. And that goes the same towards our professors.
There, I thought that they were very nice.
At the Weiss Kennedy campus. Very good. Yes, please.
I agree with the experiences with the financial aid office here. The advisors are fantastic and are super excited that you're there because they genuinely want to help you. The front desk they seem a little disappointed that you come.
Okay.
I'm just there because I want help.
Okay.
But I've also had a similar like disappointing experience with like a professor. I don't know about any of y'all, but like last week there was a professor and I had asked like, hey, I don't understand, can you help me? And they had ended up insulting my personality and saying if I wasn't so like bubbly, then like I would know what we were talking about. And so it like it hurt my feelings a bit, and I get that everybody should have a thicker skin, but at the same time like I want to know and I'm trying to learn. And so I took it to the department chair, head person. I don't know y'all's names, I'm sorry. But,
That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to mention the
and
names.
they were, and the person was super nice and said, yeah, that's not okay. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm going to talk to them. And so if you go to people, they really are willing to help. It's not everybody's mean.
Very good.
So be willing. It's okay.
I can assure you one thing, as the dean of academics, I will make sure all my faculty members hear that. And if there is any faculty member who put a student down or who is not answering questions of the students, they'll be hearing from me. All right? Okay. I can guarantee you that that's going to happen. We are going to take care of that part for you. All right? Good. Yes, any other question? Okay. How many of you here, any other department, financial aid, faculty, any other department, experience that you have heard in the say, in the library, you know, it's a beautiful place to go to, right? Because college life without visiting the library is incomplete. That's my opinion. I tell people that all the time. So, how many of you have been to the library since you've been here at Weatherford College? Okay. Can you share your experience of the library? Did you enjoy it? Was it available? Did you find all the resources available, you know, for you at the library? Or do you think you need more resources that are not available here?
Can I go?
Yes,
I know
please.
I'm, like I said, I'm very vocal. So whenever I go to the library, I want a place to study. I want to study not sitting in a chair like I do at my, in the classroom. I want comfortable. So I love the sofas that are there. I really do, because you're in your comfort zone and it helps me study. And I'm sure I've seen a lot of y'all on the sofas, and those are the best things ever. So I think maybe adding a couple more sofas in there would be awesome. But that's just me. Again, if y'all don't speak up, they don't hear you. So speak up.
All the comfy chairs.
Very good. Yes, please.
I just want to first, my name is Kathy Rankin, librarian. I just want to mention for those of you who are not on campus and need tutoring, I just verified it, I didn't want to say anything else until I knew. There is a program called tutor.com that is available. It's free. It's I believe it's 24 hours a day.
24/7.
So if you are off campus or you know you can't get into the tutor center, make sure that, and if you have any questions, call the library, will help you, or ALC, the Academic Support Center, they can help you.
Very good. That's a very good information. It's accessible to all students on Canvas. If you go to your Canvas page in all your classes, under the navigation tab, you will find the tutor.com. It's available for you 24/7 in all the subject areas. So take advantage of it. All right? Any other question? Yes, please.
Oh, and can we add a geology tutor? Because at the Academic Support Center, they don't have one. We just have boxes of rocks, and they don't have rocks.
Okay, I will speak with the department chair of geology and see what we can do with that area. All right? Okay. Yes.
Do we have somewhere on campus or a centralized place where students can leave comments and suggestions? such as this, for the students who aren't in this forum, or they can just drop it in the comment box or suggestions in the library, or
That's a very good question. I will arrange that with Shantae Simon at the Welcome Center. She will be a good place to visit to drop off those. Yes, I will make that available. I will have that conversation with her so the students can drop off their complaints and concerns, even the good deeds. There is, by the way, as you walk down the hall over there is a blackboard right on the hallway where you can post good deeds of any kind. If somebody did you some favor or were nice to you, you can just go there, write a sticky note, put their name and stick it on the wall for being nice for that day. That's part of the culture of caring. And here comes Shantae.
Yes, we do in the Welcome Center.
All right, thank you. You're watching, thank you. That's Shantae, that's where you should go. Thank you so much. All right, so yes.
About the library, you can contact us 2 different ways. For comments we have on our website, it's Ask a Librarian. So it's there on the library's homepage on the right-hand menu. Or if you don't get to that, it's easier for you can email library@wc.edu. That will come to myself. I'm Valerie Starr, the library director, as well as 5 of my other staff. So you will get a response to that.
Very good. Very good. All right. A few more things I have to share here. Filling the void in diversity. As we strive to achieve equity, we want to hear from our students more often, not just for today, but moving forward. And what we are going to do as an institution is ensuring all students have equal opportunities to all available learning resources, regardless of which campus they are, giving all students the voice or skills to challenge inequality and any perceived discrimination in their learning environment, ensuring policies and procedures enacted to protect all students' learning, and continue promotion of inclusive culture. So, very quickly, again, diversity tends to focus on differences, recognizing and respecting everyone's unique qualities and attributes within any social construct. It fosters creativity and innovation when we embrace it. Inclusivity, on the other hand, is a deliberate act of embracing diversity, where all individuals feel respected, accepted, and valued. It creates an environment where people can thrive and succeed if properly implemented. Every one of you in this room, students, staff, faculty, you have an obligation to yourself and to your friends and to your colleagues to promote inclusivity. You have a moral obligation to be able to challenge things when you see them if they are wrong, to be able to say this is wrong and speak up. Our job as an institution is to create this culture of caring where every one of you are treated fairly, respected, and to be successful. You are to see, if you don't know where the Welcome Center is, it's just down the hall. That's where you will see Shantae. And again, she is a very good resource person to go to. If you have any concern or question around the campus, you don't know where to go to her first, and she will direct you to the right person to talk to you. All right? Again, very quick, before we run out of time, I'm sure that my panel they have stories that they could share with you that are very important about themselves, other things, unique things about themselves that they feel could be beneficial to you guys. I will let you guys have that. Go ahead. Any one of you can take it and talk about whatever you want to talk about in terms of diversity and inclusivity and your own experience.
I mean, I'm not sure what specifically, but I mean, I guess overall I've had a great experience at Weatherford College. The teachers are all very inclusive, and I feel like each student walks in the door and we're all equal. Like as stated earlier, I'm a part of the rodeo team, and I feel like I'm most included at practice. No matter what, we all walk in with the same goal, and it's to do well, and our coach treats us all the same. We all have the same goal, no matter who you are, what event you do. I can say the same for the teachers, and even as far as the cafeteria, the tutoring center, I think we are all given a fair and equal chance, and I would say that, you know, I feel very welcomed. I mean, I looked at the statistics on the website, and I believe there's only about 1% Native American Alaskan that attend Weatherford College. So I feel like we're all treated very equal and given a great opportunity.
Very good. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Faith. Who else want to come? Go ahead. Somebody else continue.
Yeah.
Veronica.
You'll know why. So I do have a story to share with y'all. And it makes me emotional because it was a hard journey getting here. So I didn't have the luxury to go to school at your age. I just couldn't. It wasn't something I could do at that time. So I had to wait. I had to wait many years until last summer. And when I finally got the opportunity to go to college, I did it. And I told myself, it doesn't matter how hard it is, it doesn't matter what I have to do, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make straight A's all through it. And I'm going to be involved. And that's what I'm doing. So I didn't get my GED till April. I started my GED program in April of 2019. And if y'all don't know, that takes a while. My professors there were wonderful, but they also told me to be realistic with myself. They said, hey, it may not be until next year that you get it. And I said, no, I'm going to do it by August, and no matter what it takes, I'm going to do it. So I did it. I proved them wrong. I did it in 2 months. I enrolled in college a month later, and I started classes in July. So since July, I took 2 courses from Weatherford College. I passed them all with straight A's. I then looked into CLEP testing, and I got 14 credits out of my CLEP test. And this course, this fall course, I got told I could only do 15, and I said okay. But in myself, I knew I could do more because my goal, I have big dreams. I want to become a physician assistant one day, and that means I have to make really good grades. So I convinced my advisor to give me 18, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing 18 credits now, and I'm making all A's except 1 B. And so I want to tell y'all that you guys are so lucky to be in college at the age you are. And for us non-traditional students, we have to struggle. We have to struggle a little bit more than y'all, because on top of going to school and being a full-time student, you also have to balance your life at home, sports. I mean, just like anybody else. So if I can do it, so can you. There it is.
Very good, Dan. Go ahead, Victor, you want to say something?
Hard to follow that up. I didn't really get time to think about it, so I'm going to pass it on to Faith, or Sophia.
Before you do that, can you tell them a little bit about what you've been doing in terms of student government, try to run for student government, and why do you want to run for student government? How do you think your voice in the student government can help your fellow students and the institution?
Oh yes, I ran for student government for president. Sadly, I didn't get it. A great guy named Grant Mills got it. You see, me and him were very
Is he here?
rooting for each other to get that. You
Is
see,
he in this room today?
he's not in this room now.
Okay, well, tell him next time he should be here.
That's right. But we were rooting for each other the whole way. Great guy. We kind of had the same thing in mind, that we're going to be there for the students, be approachable, and if any concerns would arise, just come to us. And it's still kind of the mantra that he's got going on. You know, so happy for him that he got it.
And you will still be part of the student government?
Yes, and I will still be part of student government.
All right. Very good. Thank you. You guys want to go? You guys want to say
Oh,
something?
time out. Also, congrats to the Vice President, Sarah Smith. Smith.
All right, where else want to go? Let me just let me have Sofia share her story. I know she's from Guatemala, and I'm sure she has a little journey to how she got here and where she is today. Could you share part of that story, please?
Yeah, sure. So I'm from Guatemala, most specifically like Antigua, Guatemala, and I came here when I was like 6 or 7, and I mean, I lived in Fort Worth for a while, and then I moved to Weatherford like in 2014 or something. But I mean, like, I don't know, I feel like that's pretty normal. I never thought of anything special. I do love science though a lot, and I think that being bilingual, it's really helped me academically. Especially when like all the Latin words come at me, because yeah, those are some pretty intense words. But if you break them down and you just like do some research on them, it's actually kind of funny how straight up it really is. And I think it's really nice when you have like a lot of like 2 languages, because you can not just like socialize with other people more, but you can connect with them too, and just get more experience out of life. Like it's helped me learn, it's helped me communicate with others if they have like a language barrier or something, and it just brings more culture, I guess.
What is STUCO? STUCO, what does that stand for? The initial?
Oh,
STUCO?
Oh, that was student council.
Student council. Oh, okay. I wasn't too sure what it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do have, I spoke in my office the other day. I said about English, Spanish, anatomy and physiology.
Yeah.
I have a copy for you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, good. Okay. All right, let me get to who else? McCain?
I think I'm the only one that hasn't gone.
Okay, McCain, say something.
All right, so I mean my experience here has been pretty good. Kind of came into college not really knowing what I was gonna do, or I still don't know 100%, but I have a pretty good I have a pretty good idea, and that is to be a chiropractor. I know like one of my good buddies' dads was a chiropractor, and it's over the years I'm one of those people that's like, oh, I want to be like a fisherman or something like that, and then 2 weeks later I'm like, oh, that's unrealistic. But over the years, the one thing that stuck through my mind has been a chiropractor, and because I like to help people out, and I like also popping people's backs. The only reason I really haven't ever pursued it is because of the schooling and like how much it actually takes to be one. And so whenever I came here, I kind of got a little dose of college, and I was like, well, I could do this. It's like I could, if I put my mind to it, I can do it. And so I think that's what I plan on doing.
As you all can see, we do have a very diverse panel here today. It was deliberate to, I remember I said that inclusivity is what? Deliberate act. Choosing the panel was a deliberate act. They all have different stories. It's a diverse story. It is an American story. And it is Weatherford College story. Putting them on the spot today, it wasn't that easy, but they all volunteered to be here to share their stories with you. And I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you in this room when you have time. You are students. Stop by my office. My office is in the Liberal Arts Building downstairs. If you have any story to share, or if you have any concern, or if you just want to come and tell me about how wonderful your classmates or your students, just stop by. When you come to me, 2 or 3 of you at a time, I will take you to lunch if it's lunchtime. I will guarantee you that. I want to know you as students, and I want to share your story, and I want to be able to make sure I see you through the process of your education to successful completion. That's why we are here. All right? Again, I thank you all very much for being here today. I thank our panel. Again, give them hands of applause. Remember, if it is the last Monday of the month, it is the Dean's Forum. I hope to see you guys here back again sometime in the future. Thank you very much.